Higher NAB, Unit 2, Outcome 3, Trigonometric equations and formulae, and we're looking at question 8. Now in question 8, what we have to do is have to express sin x cosine 25 plus cos x sin 25 in the form of sin x plus a. Now I've already done that there. I've just taken that from the formula sheet. If I look at the formula sheet there, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the expansion for sine, and it's a plus, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from that way and I'm going to condense it back into that form. Rather than normally expanding it out, I'm condensing it back into the form that's there. So it's straight on your formula sheet. Just need to look at that and take the information from there. So that there is worth the 1 mark that I'm given for part A. If I look at part B, what I have to do is I have to use the result from above. So this simplification here, I have to use that to solve an equation. And the equation here is equal to 1 over root 2. And I've got a limit that I'm going to be looking at, or a range. The range is between 0 and 180 degrees. Right, so I'm going to use that there, just brought it down. And what I'm going to say is that's equal to 1 over root 2. Okay, let me try and explain what this question is actually asking us to do. It's asking us about, on the graph of y equals sine x plus 25, whereabouts on the curve would the value 1 over root 2 be? Okay, I've got a graph here just to show you what that looks like. So the curve here is y is equal to sine x plus 25. And what that is just a normal sine graph, but moved along to the left by 25 degrees. And what I want to know is whereabouts on the curve will the value be 1 over root 2. Now 1 over root 2, I've drawn a line here, is similar to 0.707. And all I'm looking to do is to find the values of where that hits the curve. And I'll be doing that algebraically. So there's one value that's coming down there. And I've got one value that's coming down here. So I'm looking for two values. So one value looks to be in the first quadrant, the other one looks to be in the second quadrant there. Okay. Right, back up here, and let's go and solve this algebraically. For the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be working out the acute angle. And I'm going to be looking in there, and I'm going to be asking myself, is that positive or negative, that value that's there? Obviously it's positive. From there I'm going to be working out whereabout on the cast table is that going to land. So if sine is positive, I'm going to be looking for an answer in the first quadrant and also in the second quadrant. In this question here I'm working in degrees, so there's no need to change to radians in any way. Right, so acute angle. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say that x plus 25 is going to be equal to the inverse sine of 1 over root 2. And all I need to do is put that into my calculator, and what I'll get out from that, or from my table of exact values, I'll get the answer of 45 degrees. Okay, so that's there, my acute angle. And that's the angle that's in here, and that is going to be one of the solutions that I'm going to use. The other place that I'm going to be looking is the quadrant 2. So if I look at for a quadrant 2 angle, what I'm going to say is that x plus 25, always doing it along at this line here, is equal to, and it's 180 minus, okay, 180 minus the angle that I worked out as the acute angle. So it'd be minus 45 that's there. What I'll then do is I'll take that 25 over to the other side. That'll give me 45 taking away 25. So x in the first quadrant is going to be equal to 20 degrees. For the angle over here, what I'll do is I'll say that x is going to be equal to 180 minus 45, and then I'm going to subtract 25 from it when I bring the 25 over to that side. So from there I can see that x is going to be equal to 110 degrees. And what that does there is that matches up well with what I have in the diagram. So what I've got is 20 degrees here for this value, and for here I've got 110 degrees here. Okay, so let's look at how this is going to be marked. So we're going to get 1 mark immediately just for looking at the formula sheet and taking this back into that form there. Another mark here is going to be gathered for writing this out in this form. Next mark I'll get is for processing this part here, for getting that. Next one for getting this part here. And finally, 1 more mark for getting the final answer. So in the outcome, the questions are out of 11 marks. You're required to pass 7 out of the 11. So good luck and do your best, try and get 11 out of 11 for this NAB.